Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Broverwatch podcast. This is the podcast where we talk about the Overwatch League for like an hour. And you may notice something a bit different, because there's more than 2 boys here today. There are 3 boys here today. Of course, I'm here. Of course, Calder's here. But we've got a little boy here by the name of...
Matt.
Hey, Matt's here. Matt's here for a special guest episode because this episode's not really going to be too much about the Overwatch League because it's over. So you can probably tell by the title and maybe the thumbnail, depending on how much work I put into the title or thumbnail. We're going to be talking about cinematics today. We're going to pitch some cinematic ideas. So Matt is a cinematics expert and a lore expert.
That's what they... Yeah. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
I have a degree.
Before the game even came out, Matt had all of us gathered around a computer at school so we could watch the Dragons cinematic. And we were like, who are these guys?
Yeah. Whoa, are these guys brothers or something?
And it was really fun and cool. And then we just watched cinematics all summer when him and I were working together. Instead of working, we just watched cinematics.
That was the most ridiculous job you guys have ever had.
It was not fair to our employer. But our employer was the Canadian government, so they can suck it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I know, right?
Tax money.
Toronto's going to secede.
Yep. But before we get into our cinematic ideas, we're going to go through some quick news stories very quickly. I'm not going to throw them up on screen. Maybe I will for half a second. For this first one, I'll throw it up so you can see them. But the contenders are getting official Overwatch League skins. Oops, that's the wrong one. There we go.
Nice job.
Boom. We are getting Overwatch. We are getting Overwatch League skins.
Very
nice. My
nice.
screen's bugging out, but it's fine. There we go. Overwatch League contenders skins. They just look like Houston skins, but that's fine.
I kind of like them more than the Houston skins, honestly.
I like the Houston skins, but these ones have more black, and I'm a fan.
And I think Widow has like some weird shoulder bit that she doesn't have on her Houston skin.
Let's see. Does it? I don't think the Houston
cool.
Genji skin looks like that.
No, the Houston Genji one is green instead of black. I legit think they just switched the green and black.
No, well, you know, that's what happens when one of your teams just steals a contender's color profile.
Yeah. Anyway.
The worst team in the league, actually.
It was the greatest.
It was the greatest.
For a month.
For a month. The first stage.
Some would argue the best stage.
And then they got a little good at the end.
They got good at the end, just not good enough. Although, some would argue that your team was bad the whole time. Anyway, the next...
Mine?
Yes.
They got good.
They were good maybe in the last week of the last stage. They'll be good next season.
Just wait till next year, you pussy.
All right.
Oh, I'm sorry. Whoopsie.
The next story is Sideshow did another article about strats, because he does these once in a while, and this one's about spawn advantage, where he talks a bit about spawn advantage. So spawn advantage, just to sum it up, is when spawning on one specific side for a point or objective, I guess, is more beneficial and easier for one team than the other team. For example, on Hanamura, on first point, the attacking team has spawn advantage because they are significantly closer to point A than the defending team is. But then once you're on point B, the defending team is much closer to the point than the attacking spawn door. So that's kind of the basics of it. But he goes into a bit more detailed. It's not too long of an article, so go ahead and read it, unlike we did. Well,
the host of the show doesn't like reading. So that's a problem.
Someone argue he never learned.
Mr. Illiterate over here.
It's okay.
This is your show.
Just let me real quick prove that I can read. I'm just going to read a couple excerpts of this. I'll read the first paragraph and then one other paragraph. Escort maps and escort sections of hybrid maps are incredibly interesting strategically. Though one team is labeled the offense and the other team the defense, frequently the roles switch mid-push, which is interesting. Do you guys have any opinions on that point?
I honestly was not listening at all.
Sometimes the roles switch, because I guess if you're attacking and you're pushing the payload,
it's a
defending
hybrid.
team is attacking.
Then yeah,
Essentially,
Yeah.
because they've got to take the thing back. As soon as the offensive team gains control of the payload, they are essentially defending the moving objective.
And that's why you can do attack torb on hybrid maps.
Exactly.
Yeah, because you're on defense
It's
technically.
viable. Honestly, Torb was only played for I think a total of like 15 minutes in the entire Overwatch League, and I think all of them were on hybrid maps.
Really?
It was on Numbani.
Yeah, Numbani.
I think Icon Wall.
On defense though, right?
No, on attack.
No attack.
Really?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
In fact,
Well,
Jake from
Jakey-
the Houston Outlaws played him for the longest on
Numbani.
Numbani. He played him on attack. It
He's
didn't
got
work
his-
very well, but
He's got a quirky character.
No, I think
yeah, boy,
they did. It worked well enough.
it worked okay. It like got the far out of the air a bit,
Mhm.
just because she was like, ah.
I've never seen this character.
I love that
before.
voice line.
What? That's my favorite voice line.
Yeah.
And the other team attacks, flipping the roles entirely. This creates an interesting and unique situation with momentum, as the defense can frequently find it difficult to rally until they win a single team fight, at which point they can press ahead and stabilize. Which I've definitely found. Like, as soon as the attacking team takes the payload, it's pretty much just people trickling to try and stop the payload. But as soon as you win a fight, you've pretty much got it.
Yeah.
And he goes into it a bit more specifically. I think he's talking pretty much entirely about escort maps for this, as far as spawn advantage, but it's a good read. Sideshow is a good boy. He's a good British boy. That is nothing
You
to
know
do
who's
with
not a good British boy?
Susie Kim.
Bren.
Oh, well, I was
I
going to try and
hate him.
segue into the next story. You don't like Bren?
No, I'm just joking.
Okay. Susie Kim, the general manager of the London Spitfire, made a statement saying, "A lot of fans have been asking if we will do a fan meet in Seoul, but unfortunately the Dynasty won't approve it. It's disappointing because we really wanted to meet the fans who have continuously supported us. Please know that the players would appreciate your support, or that they appreciate your support and would meet if we could." So this is kind of interesting, because then she goes into talk and some replies about how since Seoul comes from, like, the Dynasty home city is Seoul, they pretty much can say no. Or I don't know if Dynasty said no, or whether it's a don't go to the home city of another team. Because I know when Houston did their big Texas tour where they just went to a bunch of meetups, they didn't go to Dallas. Which is weird.
It makes sense for Seoul to do that because they don't want their
They want a
home
bigger
crowd
fan
fostering-
base.
Yeah, they don't want their home crowd fostering support for the XL or whoever it may be.
Yeah.
So
Like, the Montreal Canadiens don't go on a tour into Toronto and do meetups in Toronto, because
Yeah.
pretty much guaranteed everyone's going to be like, "Get out of here, trash!" I know
I
nothing
like the
about
Canadians.
sports. There you go.
you like the Montreal Canadiens?
Yeah, I do.
Don't turn this into a sports cast.
I don't know
It
enough
is.
about that to
You just
talk
say they-
about it.
You just like them
Yeah, I like them.
because
Yeah.
they're red and blue,
No,
red, white, and
I don't
blue.
Have, I don't
What
have
are you,
Patriot.
American?
You like America?
Get out of here, American.
You're disgusting.
Welcome to our podcast.
Bully your guests.
And speaking
barely a
of the
guest.
London Spitfire, Fury, the main diva player, well, I guess off tank, but he pretty much only plays diva, for the London Spitfire, said in an interview that because of the sound in the stadium of cheering and just the general volume of the stadium for the grand finals, he could not hear any enemy alts at all. So the fact that he said especially the sound of infrasight, so they had no idea when they could be seen, which is actually
I
huge.
never hear that.
Well, it's always like, I got you in my sights.
I never hear that.
Yeah.
I just know when I get like headshot as soon as I walk around a corner. I'm like, oh, they had sight.
Yeah. But see,
I hear your junk tire a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's loud.
Well, it's because he's like, what does he say? Fire it no!
Yeah.
Let her rip.
Yeah.
And I hear the far one.
Here's my beautiful creation. Or something.
Jesus.
Anyway, he's definitely
Okay.
the loudest. And he said, so I ate alts like Gravs and and Dragon Strikes with no senses of sound. So he just had full game sense. He's like, they're probably going to Dragon Strike right now. Choop. And he ate it. So that's impressive.
Wow.
I didn't... Fury was one of the lesser known on the team for me personally. I didn't know much about him. I mostly knew about the other boys. But then for like the last 4 weeks of the Overwatch League, I was like, he's a fun boy. He also had a funny entrance, and nobody else had really a funny entrance. Now here's one that I'm going to try to breeze through. We're all Canadians. We all live near Toronto.
Even though we just got mad at Matt for being American.
Yeah. We all want a Toronto Overwatch League team next year. And someone by the name of, on Reddit, Psyche Diver or Psych Diver. I have no idea.
Nice job.
Learn
made
to
a thread.
read.
Made
Sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry.
It's okay. I laughed and then I couldn't stop.
You laughed twice.
Had 513 upvotes. It's a thread called "The Case for a Toronto Overwatch League Team." I won't read the whole thing, but he says there's a lot of talk regarding Toronto getting an Overwatch League team in Season 2, which might confuse some people who are unfamiliar with Toronto, and here's why we should have an Overwatch League team. Let's break it down. Toronto is the largest city in Canada with the fourth largest city in North America with a population of just over 2.8 million. In 2016, well over 3 now, and over 6.4 million if you take into account the entire mega city in the same year. Don't know what that means.
Does he mean GTA?
I think he just means the GTA. So we live in the GTA.
No, you don't.
No, we don't.
None of us do.
No.
I live the closest to the GTA.
Yeah.
We live near the GTA.
Very
stops
close.
at like Brampton.
We're like whenever like people not from Canada ask where I'm from, I say I'm just outside of Toronto.
Yeah, me too.
Even though I'm 40 minutes outside of Toronto.
Also, me.
Yeah. Toronto has a very strong Tier 2 team with Toronto Esports, because there's a contenders team called Toronto Esports, currently feeding the Boston Uprising. I guess I didn't know that they were Boston's farm team. But then he says, Toronto has a vibrant and active fan base. We hold events. We run beer leagues. We have sponsors. Our nerd population make Fan Expo and EGLX world-class gamer event destinations. We also have a very successful Extra Life Guild and Twitch community.
And they also have a mural.
They also have... It's probably gone now.
Yeah.
But we had a mural.
Giant
We had
mural
one,
of
yeah.
Zarya, which was honestly, I think, the
Zarya?
coolest mural.
Although she's Russian, so
Kind of disgusting.
That's why
give
they
us a
couldn't put it in
Canadian
any of the
mural.
American cities, though.
That's true. That's true. Put it in Washington. That would be political.
Toronto has, at the present moment, 2 major esports bars, Meltdown and Hive. And
We should go to one of those.
that would be a blast. Toronto has a variety of excellent venues that can be easily readied for Overwatch League hosting and localization kick-ins. I saw an LCS finals or an NALCS finals in the ACC that could easily be a grand finals destination. And then he goes into more and more. He says that Toronto is a sports town. It's got the Leafs, Raptors, Jays, Argos, which it's a sports town when people care about the Argos.
Oh god, the Argos are
Friggin'
terrible.
CFL.
There's also soccer. We have soccer.
Kind
Oh
of.
yeah, we do.
Oh, yeah.
No,
No,
we do. We do.
The soccer's bigger than the fucking football.
Argos,
God.
Marlies.
Didn't they win something?
I think they did okay.
I saw a couple of their games.
Then
We're great. We're
he
big
also
soccer
says,
fans.
we are in huge support of our hometown teams, something that Blizzard wants to see. That also means that there's a lot of traditional sports money in Toronto. Investment in new sports opportunities is a hot topic. The desire's there. Check any social media posting. Everybody's talking about wanting a Toronto team. Toronto deserves an Overwatch League team. Make it happen. Make some noise. And then there's some edits saying, I'll accept the downvotes. Because apparently he was getting downvoted at the beginning because people were like, no, I want my city. And it's like, shut up. We want our city too. So,
Matt, what were you going to say?
Oh, no. He said something about, like, cheering, and I was like, yeah.
Yeah, you want.
Oh, I thought you were putting your hand up
Fan
to ask a
support.
question.
No, you just
Nah.
said, yeah.
Yeah.
I would
Very
love
true.
a
Just give it
Toronto
to
team.
us.
See, we don't live in Toronto, but I would support that team.
Yeah.
Give it to
they
me.
didn't fully confirm this, but because they're getting 6 new teams for Season 2, and they didn't say this explicitly, but I'm pretty sure someone mentioned it. I think Nate Nanzer mentioned it. But it was going to be 2 European teams, 2 Asian teams, and 2 North American teams. If they just add 2 more U.S. teams, that's a bummer. And they already added Atlanta. Give us Toronto, please. And I know it's not that easy because Toronto also has to invest in it, but like he said, I'm sure they will.
Originally, at the beginning, before the season started, weren't they going to make a Canadian team?
They were
Wasn't
one
that
of
a
the
thing?
top, like, this is definitely going to be a team.
And then they dropped out, right?
Yeah.
I don't
Or
remember.
just
What
why.
about Rick Fox? Would he do Toronto? Or is he from somewhere else?
He could do Toronto because he is Canadian. So, honestly, maybe Toronto won't come in Season 2 because they're like, we'll give a Canadian team to Rick Fox because he said that he's not going to be in on Season 2, but I definitely think he'll join at some point, so Season 3 would be a good idea. But give us one for Season 2 anyway, I don't care.
And don't make it goddamn Montreal. Oh
Yeah,
my god.
yeah, jeez. Honestly, I'm going to be so bummed. Here's the thing. If you watch and you're from BC, sorry, but
A Vancouver
if we get a
team, yeah.
BC team, I'm going to be bummed.
I'd be okay with Vancouver.
Yeah,
No.
if we get Vancouver, I'd be like,
No?
okay. But if we
Really?
have like Victoria or like Calgary or Montreal,
You'd
I'd be
rather
like,
Victoria?
No, I'm saying
No,
I'd
if
rather.
he'd cry himself to sleep for a month if that happened.
I'd go Toronto,
Vancouver.
Vancouver, all the other ones.
What about Ottawa?
Oh,
It's like right above Vancouver, but not much.
no, Ottawa. Don't
Give us
Ottawa.
a Halton Hills team. Give us a Halton Hills team.
Oh, now you're gonna get doxxed.
No,
Yeah,
I'm not. Halton Hills is huge. It's like 7 different towns. Cities.
Whoa, 7
Which
whole
one are you in?
towns.
Which one are you in?
40 people watch this show. If I get
Don't say it.
I'm not gonna.
Don't do it.
I've said
Yeah,
it. On
I'm
the internet
gonna
a billion times, but
swat you.
do it. Call the SWAT team on me.
I'll swat you with one of them electric
And the
fly
the last story before we get into cinematic talk. It's not much of a story. Hammond was used for the first time in competitive play because the Australian Overwatch World Cup team and the Hong Kong team did a show match just for funsies, and the Australian player Trill used him and got a 4K. So, not bad.
Who won?
I don't
You
know if he
know?
played. No, I don't know. I didn't watch the whole thing. I just watched the highlight. Because I don't watch that. Anyway, now we are going to get into
Cinematic.
talk.
Cinematics.
Now,
And am I starting? Is that what we decided?
You are going to start. I'm going
Okay.
to turn my fan on an extra level because I'm sweating a bit. Or I can just take this jacket off.
Oh, don't read that.
I'll just take this jacket.
Is that bad?
Looking all my notes.
As you're getting ready, I'll just explain. Since this is the Overwatch League is done for now, and we have not gotten a new cinematic, in I think almost a year.
It's
feel
been
like
a
almost
very
a
long
year.
Half a year, right?
When did the
There was that
Reinhardt?
When did May? No, May was last, was it not?
Maybe. I feel like I don't know.
I guess the
point is, it's
hero
been a long
introductions
time.
don't count, right?
No. No, because those aren't like fully cinematics. Those are just little like, hey, bye.
Maybe they got a long one coming.
A movie.
Maybe they
People
got like a
said
half
they should
hour
make a
one
movie,
coming.
but here's the thing: it costs
I don't
them,
think
like,
so,
It
yeah.
cost them like $2 million per cinematic. Actually, I think it's like 1.2 million, but still, that's a lot.
Still, yeah.
I
I don't think they have enough
lore,
to go off of. Yeah.
Or maybe they do.
or
Well,
maybe
they
that
do.
is what makes the lore.
It's just not
There's a
compiled.
comic book coming out this year, I think. Another one.
Yeah, like
There
a
should be,
webcomic.
yeah. Yeah, those are good. They do those well.
Mhm.
I like them.
So
Anyway,
we figured, and BlizzCon is soon, and I would not be surprised if the new cinematic is released at BlizzCon, because they did that once or twice. So we
Sombra.
figured let's talk about some of these. So Calder's gonna start off.
okay. Here's how mine goes.
All right. Already taking too long.
Okay.
I'm joking.
You guys cut out silence.
It's
right?
based.
No,
It's
we don't cut it
based. No, not at all. It's based in Australia, outside of Junkertown.
Ooh.
Now, the Talon soldiers are attacking Junkertown, and Doomfist and Moira are there. So it's not like a full Talon assault.
Yeah.
They don't have Sombra and that other snipey one.
It's just
So-
just Reaper and Widow.
No, Doomfist and Moira.
Sorry, I wasn't listening. I guess.
Only the two of them.
Yeah.
I like that though, because we've seen so much of the other two. Keep going.
Shut up.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So they're like fighting. They're like, fighting. And then, so the Junkers start losing because obviously Talon has like so many dudes.
Why is Talon attacking the Junkers?
Because they're trying to expand and like just take over more.
They want their land.
Yeah.
The land.
Like Nazis.
All right. Okay.
So they're fighting. And then here,
Social commentary into the Overwatch.
here is where it goes crazy. So Junkrat and Roadhog are already fighting,
Of course, yeah.
obviously, even though they're not really apart, but like bitches, the queen
Is the
just
Junker
like, "Yo,
Queen
come here."
there?
It was, she will be eventually.
Cool. Okay. I'm excited.
So then Hammond, this is when it gets busy. Hammond comes in and he smashes people and he kills a bunch, and then they end up winning.
Yep.
After that, the Junker Queen's like, oh my god, they're trying to like take over a bunch more, so we have to be more aggressive. So this is this storyline of her trying to be more aggressive and take over more area is starting. Subplot number 1. You remember that?
Subplot number 1. Okay.
So then Overwatch, like let's say Winston. Actually, it is Winston. I knew it was Winston. I just said let's
Quick
say.
question,
So
just for timeline's sake: is this new Overwatch, like new reestablished Overwatch, or is this original Overwatch?
it's
It's got to
it's
be
still
new,
like-
right?
yeah, it's new, but they're like
Yeah,
still
'cause
kind of
Doomfist
broken
would have
up.
been in jail, I guess, right?
They're
Oh,
still
this
kinda
could be
bro-
before he was in jail.
That's true.
but they're still kind of broken up.
Okay, so they're just getting back together.
Mhm.
Okay. Is this like Winston's first move to like get Overwatch back on the map?
This is like second or third. So he sees this footage because he's like a smart monkey, I guess.
He's a
That
smart
guy.
monkey.
He's pretty
And
smart.
then he's like, "Oh my god, what's that ball?" Because he sees Hammond.
Ooh, interesting.
So then he's like, "I gotta go fucking search this thing." And so he takes Tracer and Mercy with
This
him.
is a lot of heroes.
I know.
Mhm.
See,
I
the
like
thing
it.
is,
Okay,
I'm
sorry.
not a lore expert like you. I don't take these.
Sorry, not everyone
Wait, did
can
you say
be.
he finds the ball crashed, so it's like before you like?
Oh,
No, he finds he sees the ball on this videotape that he has of like from the satellites.
oh, so he's
I like
not
that.
there. He's in
No,
Gibraltar.
he's like in wherever. Yeah, he's in Gibraltar.
Cool.
So then he takes Tracer and Mercy with him to go into Junkertown and figure out what this is. Because if it's like a huge new weapon that's gonna murder everyone in the whole world that the Junkers have, then they're in trouble.
Mhm.
So they sneak in, they get past all these stupid Australian bitches,
Nice.
and then he goes in and he sees Hammond, his young friend, young hamster friend. And like they have this little heart to heart. He's like, Hammond, you do not. That's racist.
Yikes.
Is that racist?
A little bit.
Wait, were Hammond and Winston friends?
They were
They knew
on
each other at least.
Horizon.
How come Winston like ditched on like an escape pod and Hammond wasn't allowed to go in the escape pod? He knew Winston was leaving, so he had to build a little like pod that went on behind
It
him.
does seem a little strange.
No,
Yeah, I don't think they're friends.
What I assumed from the cinematic, what I assumed from the short little thing introducing Hammond, because the voiceover was there, and it was like, oh, he's a smart little boy, and then it cut to him like making the escape pod thing. I think he made adjustments, like made that escape pod before the whole thing, and I think just while all the monkey murdering stuff was happening, he just like saw Winston escaping and tethered his thing to the escape pod.
Okay.
Maybe there just wasn't time. I don't know.
Maybe.
But here in my story, they like know each other.
Okay.
They're not like
Acquaintances.
friends, but they know each other.
Yeah.
So then he goes to him and he's like, "Oh my god, you should come be with Overwatch." But then they get caught. Yeah, and he gets his stupid little ball thing to say, "Do not pass." I'm bad at impressions.
It's okay.
Anyway, they get caught.
Adam, you do it.
Do not pass.
Nice.
That was like Morgan
Nice.
Freeman.
That was
Do not
like
pass.
the first one was like a McCree.
Don't pass.
All right,
See,
yeah.
Now I try to do McCree and it's bad.
Blizzard, sign him.
Sign me up. I can be a Canadian hero. Hey, I'm Canadian, eh? Keep going, please.
So then they get caught in the cell. They're in the cell. Hammond goes. Well, he's like sitting there. You know, in movies when they're like, I don't know, help him. Like, he made some good points. Like, So he goes, and then he helps these three idiots that get caught, even though one can go as fast as sound. Are you guys liking this so far?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can go as fast as sound?
Tracer.
Tracer.
Okay.
Fastest time.
Yeah, I don't know.
Time's
That
pretty
means
slow,
nothing.
You know, like 1, 2, 3.
As fast as light.
There you go.
Sure,
Even
yeah.
though light's not that
It's good.
fast.
It's pretty fast.
It's
If
pretty
you're going
fast.
light speed,
It's the fastest you can go.
Watch
how long
this,
does it take you to
Calder.
get to Andromeda?
Watch this.
It would take a long time.
Watch this, Calder.
Well, yeah. So it should be faster.
Which would be faster? Light or
Just
what?
anything faster.
Look, all the
You can't go
Faster than
faster,
light.
can you?
Well, you should. No, you can't. But you should be able to. Adam, shut up.
Oh, yeah. I would like it if we could. That would be really cool.
Anyway.
Let's do it. Calder, me and you.
So then they.
Let's do it.
Can I just finish? Because I hate this.
Yeah.
I'm reading this
Yeah.
out loud and I hate it more.
It's
Oh,
not
you're-
bad
oh.
so far.
No, yeah, it's like the Avengers.
So then they get broken out, and then the Junker Queen's like, I don't know, I know like a frick.
Yeah, they wouldn't say frick in Overwatch.
And she's
I
like,
hope they
"Oh,
do.
no." But
I hope they say frick.
so like Heyman breaks
Gosh
them out,
darn.
and then this begins another subplot number 2 of them getting more momentum to bring Overwatch back. Yes. What?
How long is this cinematic?
I have
Because
like
you've got 2 subplots.
they're like 3-shot things maybe. They're not very
What's it, like 5 minutes?
long. Yeah, probably
They're all
5
like
minutes.
10 minutes, aren't they? 7 to 10 minutes.
Yeah, they're usually
So it's like
8
average
minutes.
length. It's not.
Okay.
Yeah.
It just depends how long you
I
want.
just don't know whether you're writing a TV episode.
No,
Okay.
I actually thought about that. Well, like not actually writing a TV episode. I was like, how long does this have to be? And I think mine was good.
Okay.
So they get subplot number 2. They're getting more momentum because they have Hammond, and then subplot number 3. Well, not really subplot, just like a reveal. Is at the end when the Junker Queen's like, we lost Hammond. You actually see her character model like clearly,
Nice.
so
it's
that you have
also
an
a
introduction of maybe a new character.
That's nice because it would be at BlizzCon, and that could be a good time to reveal.
Yeah.
Interesting idea.
A new hero.
Now I did think of having something in Petra since it's a new map.
Wait, is this your second one?
No, I'm just saying because I don't have an idea for that.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't do that.
Yeah, I
or
guess
maybe
there's
Rialto
nothing
would
we
be
really
fun
know
for
about
something.
Petra at all.
Yeah.
Because
Rialto might
Rialto
be a
except
fun
was
one.
part of Retribution, right?
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
if that happened.
But, like,
Petra, we don't know jack. about.
Compared to Chateau Guillard.
I guess you don't know much about Chateau.
That's
It's
Widow's
well,
Mansion, right?
it's her house. Yeah,
Whose house?
It's Widow's Mansion.
Widowmakers.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
Hmm. I've only been playing the game for like 8 months.
That's true. How does it end? What's like the ending? Or
It's just
you
like the
don't know
Junker
yet?
Queen. It's closes
Oh,
on
so
the
it's
Junker
like her
Queen.
Oh,
I'm a Junker Queen, and then it's like done.
It's like, we better snuff these boys out or something. I don't know.
Nice.
Maybe a better
Also,
one liner than
also
that.
the Junker Queen wouldn't call her Hammond; she'd call her Wrecking Ball.
Forgot that his name's Wrecking Ball.
But that's what they call him.
his name is Hamster.
Hamster.
I don't know if they would give the Junkers a cinematic, because if you look at all of the advertising for them so far, it's all like a different style, you know. Like
Yeah.
like the Roadhog Junkrat stuff is all of their publicity for those two is all a different style than the cinematics.
What do
Their
you mean?
shorts and stuff.
They have released they released that kind of like crappy short.
Yeah,
It was,
that's
like,
what I mean.
Subpar animation.
Oh.
Not subpar,
And then
I don't know what I'm saying, but like
The first one they sent out to like Criminals in Time. What was it called? Something like that.
but it was like
Crime Stoppers.
But maybe they do, because the Junkers don't get a lot of respect.
If they did a Junker thing, I don't think they'd have much to do with Roadhog or Junkrat. It would definitely
Yeah.
be focused on Wrecking Ball and the Junker Queen.
Yeah.
I thought of that while I was saying that, because I was like, yeah, that does make sense if they're there. So it'd probably not have
Yeah,
them.
and Roadhog and Junkrat aren't even allowed in the city.
Yeah,
Maybe
so
they
it probably
just
wouldn't
have,
have them
like-
in it.
Like Hammond's mech just be like, "Bruh, I've been having trouble because there's a fat man and a on fire lad were here." Or something like that. So it's like, hey, a reference to them.
This sounds like the worst superheroes.
Fat Man and Fireboy.
Yeah,
Fat Man and On Fire Lad.
on fire.
He can't even use the fire. He's just on fire all the time.
Yeah.
Now, what's the
And he's
you go.
What's the name of the
Oh, no,
cinematic?
yeah.
What's the name of your cinematic?
we're naming these.
I haven't come up with any names for mine, but
Oh boy. Okay.
they can be as stupid as you want.
Oh, they'll be stupid.
They'll be
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah.
Exodus of Hammond. Or Wrecking Ball.
Nice.
Just call it Exodus.
Exodus gods and Egyptians.
Exodus 3:12.
There you go. Nice.
Please someone comment what that verse is.
I'm not.
What
gonna
are they
look it up.
called?
No,
No, we don't comment.
I comment.
Yeah,
Matt
Matt does.
comments.
He says, "Whoa, these
Matt's a
boys are
real
real
fan.
good right now."
All right.
Except for Jenny.
Jenny is a big fan. Jenny Jung.
Jenny.
We have
Is she
someone
really?
named
Steal my
Jenny Jung
title?
Who
Maybe we should have a
comments on
meet and
some of our
greet.
videos. Let's have a meet and greet with just Jenny Jung and Matt.
Okay.
Although one
yeah.
guy on Reddit, when I posted our link to one of the subreddits, a guy commented saying, "Oh, Broverwatch, I thought this was dead. I unsubscribed." And I was like, we only took 2 days. We're only 2 days late on our episode, and that was last week. But anyway,
I mean, we did miss a week.
we did miss a week.
Okay,
Did we
so
miss
you
a
were
week? I completely missed it.
Yeah. It was,
Yeah.
we went to some party and we were like, oh, we've seen each other. We don't have to this up.
Oh well, whatever. All
you
right.
guys are cool.
Yeah, we're real
Yeah.
cool.
Going to
Matt.
parties.
I think you were at the party. No, you weren't. Never mind.
You
Why
went to
wasn't
the
I?
party.
Yeah. Because it was a other friend party.
It was a Broverwatch party.
You guys and your other friends.
Okay.
Okay.
You know, we're so cool.
But
I know.
Matt, it's
I have
time for
other
your
friends,
first
too.
cinematic.
I know.
All right. Mine is a Symmetra cinematic
Yeah.
because shut up. All right. Symmetra, that side of the lore thing doesn't have any attention at all.
Mhm.
Like
Because she's ugly and fat.
Hey, we listened to yours.
yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
See, we were poking holes in yours, but I
I
haven't
know,
even
that was
started
it.
yet. You're just making fun of
You're
the
just
hero.
jealous of his great.
I'm
idea.
sorry. I didn't take the
Okay.
course. I didn't take the course.
Okay. Yeah, the whole Vishkar company, like corporation thing, they haven't talked about it all, and that's like in the backstories of like 6 heroes. I think it's just 2 actually. It's Symmetra, Lucio. Is Diva? No, I don't think so.
No, Diva's South Korean army.
Soldier 76. He's there too.
bit.
Maybe Sombra. I think Sombra's. Yeah.
Probably a bit.
So
What about
Probably-
No, Torbjorn. I'm stupid.
Torbia.
I'm stupid.
So in the cinematic, it's Symmetra narrating over it, like classic Overwatch style, and you have probably not a fully animated intro, so it's probably going to be like their maybe the style of their hero introductions, where it's kind of like a comic book style, like they don't animate it fully.
Mm-hmm.
So it's probably going to be that kind of style, and it shows her childhood, where it's like she grows up on the streets in the poverty of India.
Is every hero from poverty? Has there been a rich hero like from birth?
Racer,
Has there been
Reinhardt,
what other poverty heroes have there been?
Lucio,
Sombra.
Sombra,
Yeah, Sombra, I guess.
Lucio.
That's one.
And then wasn't Soldier?
Winston grew up rich.
He's a
on the
fucking monkey. That
space.
doesn't count.
He's a scientist.
He was on the space.
He was
Okay.
in a star.
Yeah.
So it's that style shows her growing up on the streets, and then she's narrating this, and she's like, then one day everything changed, and they have her school has some sort of test, and for the Vishkar company, and they have like the Vishkar company logo on the test or something, and she takes the test, and they find out that, oh, you're like a super genius, and you can take our light bending program at whatever Vishkar University. She goes there, and she's like, oh, I'm so good, I'm the best, and she excels, and it's like still narrating, and up until the point, and including the point where she goes like, oh, and that's when Vishkar, like these people at Vishkar contacted me personally, and they wanted me to go farther, and then cut to actual animation, and she's an agent for them.
Oh,
And
so
she's
like
in-
full animation?
Yeah.
Nice.
So now we're in full animation, and we go to Rio, and this is like they're doing the project that they talk about in her back. Yeah,
Does Rio have a map already? Or
yeah,
am I being
Rio.
dumb?
Rio does. It's oh wait, does it? No, it doesn't. Rio, no, it doesn't.
So new map introduction?
Sure, yeah.
I mean, just because they go to a place in the world doesn't mean it's a new map.
I want new stuff.
That's true.
Okay, yeah, we could do a Rio map. Why not?
Damn, you're welcome.
She's in Rio. Vishkar sent her there to work on securing. Like, this is all in her backstory.
Mhm.
It's like she's got to secure a deal to build or work on the city to make it not crap and like out of poverty. They want to make a new utopia there, like they did in India. And so she's sent there, but the deal is not going through, and then she has to do like her agent stuff, like a stealth mission. She has to sneak in, and she has to do her agent stuff, and do a little light bending, do a little architecting, and
Put up
yeah.
some really big shields.
Is it kind of like what they did in the Somber cinematic, except it's just her and she's using like light stuff where she's kind of sneaking in?
I think it's less like Sombra's was like she's jumping around, people are shooting guns. This is more like she's being sneaky and trying not to be seen. Kind of like what Sombra's should have been.
Yeah.
And so there's a whole aspect of Symmetra where it's like, oh, she's like lawful evil, where it's like she doesn't kill. In her thing, it's like, oh, she doesn't want to kill people, but she's willing to do things in order to like find her, get her way, which is to create a new world, I guess.
She's in the pursuit of science, no matter what.
That's Moira.
constant pursuit of evolution.
Architecture.
No matter what.
Yeah, she wants to like clean up the streets, son. And
She's like the bad guy from Black Panther, except less of a bad guy and more Indian.
She's like Thanos.
Well,
didn't he just want to start a race war?
Well, yeah, but he did. He wanted to because he wanted better lives for his.
Yeah.
I take it back.
I think
Symmetra's a racist.
So she goes to Rio. She sees like how bad the city is, and she wants to fix it up. And then they don't want to go through with the deal, so she takes matters with the Vishkar Corporation into her own hands. Blah blah blah. Does the thing. It doesn't pull through. She tells Vishkar this, and Vishkar like murder a whole bunch of people, and she's like, "Oh, that's not good. I'm not chill with that." Then she kind of reevaluates what she's doing, and then maybe this like ties in with Lucio, because Lucio has a Vishkar thing and he's in Rio, so you know.
Nice.
And he boops her in her butthole.
He boops her.
Rule 34.
They could do there's probably enough of that, but
yeah.
They could do it like they did with the Sombra one, where it like ends with Zarya, and it's like, hey, we're gonna get a. I forgot about Zarya completely. Zarya should get a cinematic.
All right, after you do yours, we could come up with a Zarya cinematic.
Yeah. But yeah, they could do that where it's like, hey, Lucio is here now.
Lucio.
All right.
And Lucio has a whole thing about like taking down the Vishkar taking them out of Rio. So maybe Symmetra turns on Vishkar and helps him out a bit.
Whoa. She puts up a big shield.
Whoa.
She puts up some turrets and vaporizes. You know what's weird? She's not actually killing people with her laser. She's in like her hero bio. It says she drains them. She doesn't kill them. They get drained.
Like
I don't know
fluids.
I don't know.
She dehydrated.
Like the lasers and stuff. She just drains them.
Just drains.
They should have a.
Also, she has autism.
Is it true?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. They should make a hero that's water based.
That would be cool. You just
like
squirt 'em
May.
with water.
Yeah, and you're like squeak squeak.
Like
but
May.
you have
Dude,
to
what if
cover
May had like a Summer Games skin where like the effects changed from ice to just like water, and you just get them wet?
That would
They're
be
like,
pretty cool.
Dang
Yeah.
it, I'm wet.
and they drown.
That would be too much work for a skin. It would have to be like 6,000 credits, but I'd buy it. All right.
The one we've all been waiting for.
Since we're at 43 minutes, just past 43 minutes, I don't think we each have time to do one more. So I hope you two picked your favorite of the ones you did.
I
picked the first one I thought of.
All right. So I'm going to read the titles of mine, and I'll let you guys choose which one you want to hear.
Okie dokie, dad.
Lucio.
One about Anna and Farah. It's kind of boring. It's exactly what you think. It's just like, hey, they're mom and dad.
No.
Or not mom
Hey,
and dad.
you're my daughter, and you're my mother, and I'm in the air, and I'm going to heal you.
And I don't have an eye.
Here's one. Actually, I know which one I'm going to talk about. So I'm just going to...
No, just give us the option.
Just give the
last day of Overwatch. So it's the last day
What's
before
the next?
they go
What's
under.
the next title?
Avenger Watch.
Do that one.
Wait.
Yeah, I kind of want to hear that.
Here's the thing. This one is called Zenji.
Didn't Calder already do that one?
Kind of, but this one's called
Except
Zenji.
Junkertown is...
I'm going to do my Zenji one because it's 2 pages.
Oh, I also
Both of the
wrote...
other ones
I also wrote that one.
Just go.
The last day of Overwatch one is just the last day of Overwatch. It's the fall, and you like either follow Ana or Tracer. I said or Tracer because I think Ana might still be MIA, and everyone thinks she's dead when Overwatch fell, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess it would follow Tracer, and it would just show where everybody went, but then it follows Tracer, and I guess she goes to Emily's apartment or something like that.
My sister?
Nope.
Probably.
I was about to make a comment, because both gay.
Yeah, that was what my joke was, wasn't it?
It was, but I just was much less
Explain. Subtle. That was the joke. Yeah.
Calder's offended. Avenger Watch just takes place at the beginning of Overwatch's like comeback. Calder
Oh.
left and
Okay.
idiot.
Yeah.
And all the heroes are together. Every hero.
It's Avengers.
Because here's the thing: each of the cinematics have been like one hero.
What about like Reaper?
I'll get into that. But like my favorite thing in the game is like when you're just in spawn and then it'll be like, Lucio, I love your new album. Can I get your autograph? And he's like,
Wait.
only if I can get yours. Right?
What about
like when they
Brigitte?
interact?
I love when the heroes interact, and we mostly get like solo cinematics. So I'd love to see them all together. As for the talent people, I've got two ideas. Either it's just all of them meeting, and it's like we got to get the talent people, and then there's kind of like a battle at the end, or they're all together, and we do a brand new storyline that we see in game with a new event. That's like 3 weeks long, and each week has a new Retribution style game mode where it's like fully animated stuff like that. And it's like
I thought we were doing cinematics.
I know, but it's like they correlate.
I could have come up with some shit like that too.
Yeah.
They correlate.
I knew the parameters.
And then like they all work together.
Overwatch the movie.
Anyway, I'm not doing that one because it's
Overwatch the story mode.
Overwatch the book.
Okay, this is my real
Overwatch
one.
the Telltale game.
This is my real one.
Overwatch the Teletubby.
This is my real one. This is my real one.
Okay, I also did this one.
Except
You
mine's
should say
better.
this is my real one again.
Yeah.
What?
Say this is my real one.
This is my real one.
Okay.
Out of all the ones I said,
Is it?
this one's the real of them. All right, here we go.
Not
I
the
want to play
fake.
Stardew Valley.
It starts with a Zenyatta voiceover. It shows him. It's zooming in on him meditating at like the top of a mountain or something. It's a slow zoom in with him doing voiceover like, we all have low moments, we all fall, blah blah blah, stupid trash like that. And it flashes between like the zoom in of him meditating and flashes of Genji's fall when Hanzo killed him. And it like it's just like half-second flashes where it's like, "Bah, this happened," like a strobe light kind of, except it's just like flashing between that and Zen's meditating.
Yeah.
And then it just keeps doing that, and then it does it more and more and more, and then all sound cuts out, and it just cuts to Zen, and he says something like, "But there's always time for redemption," or something like that. I don't know. And then Zen is interrupted. His meditating by another monk that comes up and he's like, Master Zen boy.
Oh, it could be the guy that got shot. What was his name?
President
No, he wasn't a president.
Monk.
Snowden.
He was working with Zenyatta.
Yeah, I don't know his name, but he was a good guy. Yeah, because it would take place before that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, sure, it could be him, but he just comes over and he's like, Master Zenyatta, there's someone here. He's a wounded boy. And then he's like, I'll be right there. And then he goes down, and he goes and sees Genji. Obviously, he's practically in two pieces. He's like ripped apart. He's real bad, and it's like, holy crap, who is this boy? What is happening? And pretty much Zen brings him in, does some like temporary healing stuff. And from what I remember, correct me if I'm wrong, Matt, Mr. Lore Master, but Mercy did most of his healing, right? Like kind of putting him back together.
Senor.
So before he goes and does some healing on Genji, he goes, call Angela. And then blah, blah, blah. And then he does some healing. And then...
Is her name Angela?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then...
Angela.
And then Mercy has kind of a cameo where she heals him. And they kind of work together to give him some cybernetic enhancements. And once that's done, he's like super angry and impulsive. And he's like, my brother betrayed me. And he's like punching walls. And then Zen's like...
Can you get an angstier skin than the Blackwatch skin?
It's like even angstier.
It's just him in like an emo phase.
He just has like a... He has like hair that's like swooping over his like cut up face, and it's like dyed at the tips.
Yeah.
3 Hot Topic shirts on at the same time.
Yeah. Pretty much.
And 15 Pop Funkos.
He has an AC/DC shirt, but it's crossed out and it says Metallica.
Good one.
But
It's a 21 Pilots shirt.
yeah, he's got a 21 Pilot scarf. Because scarves are fun.
Do you know what Symmetra's name is?
Symmetra's name is Fishkan.
It's Satya Vaswani.
Nice.
Satya.
Hey, Calder, guess what Tracer's name is? It's Lena.
Dunham?
Knew you were going to say that. That's what I was waiting for. Anyway, so Genji is very angry and impulsive, and Zen is very calm, and he's just like, and then he's like, how can you be so calm? You don't understand my situation.
Don't understand me.
And then Zen is like, I will show you what I mean, or whatever, like how I am this way. And then there is a super cool, awesome, dope, sick, rad, hype
Rap.
Montage.
Rap.
It's a training montage, and it shows him like, and just imagine
The
this.
Karate Kid?
I keep getting this.
I had
image in my
Karate
head.
Kid written when I wrote the idea for this. I wrote Karate Kid.
There's this shot. There's multiple like this, but I have one specific shot because they're
Okay.
they're at Nepal, right? There's this
Yeah.
one shot where they're like in this plane, and it's sunset, and you just see their silhouettes, and there's one tree where the leaves are like blowing away in the wind, and Zen is just sitting there like this or whatever, and then once in a while he kicks, and then Genji's like doing his thing, and it's just a big montage like that lasts maybe 20 seconds because it's like probably a full minute, and then pretty much they're sitting down sipping some tea while Zen is just like putting some oil in his head or something. And Genji, I guess, has his face mask, so he's like injecting his bloodstream with tea. I don't know how that works. But then they hear something. Oh, what is that? It's a bunch of monks screaming and villagers screaming. And they look down.
Anakin Skywalker.
Nope. And there's an enemy. There's an enemy force, I guess Talon, or someone else. I don't know. Let's just say Talon. And they're attacking Nepal. Genji
Always Talon.
Genji jumps out and he's like, we should run. And then Zen is like, no, remember what I taught you. And he's like, fine, I'll face my past or some garbage. So then they jump out.
What if it was the Shimada gang?
Yeah.
That would be cool. That would be a lot cooler.
That'd make more
There you go.
sense.
It's a Shimada gang. Yeah, because then it's like, I'll face my past. Ooh, I gotta stop these boys. And then there's
But Hanzo's not there.
Yeah, but there's like this giant, and like he even has one guy left at the end. And he's like, "Where's Hanzo?" And then it's like, "I'll never tell you, you omnic scum." And he like spits on him, and then like his mask opens and it shows him. And he's like, the guy's like, "Genji," and he's like, "Yeah." And then he like goes to kill him, and Zen's like, "Genji," and then it's like, "Oh, okay." And then he just like knocks him out or something. That'd be right. But then there's this cool giant fight scene. Genji jumping between like friggin' roofs, and then you cut to like Zen being like, "Oh, I'm Zen." Kills a guy, or kills.
Zen
a guy.
needs to be cooler.
Well, that's the thing. How do you make him cool but also be passive?
He doesn't have to be passive.
Fine, make him not passive. He's friggin' kicking people in the nuts.
Do it, yeah.
Yeah, boy.
Make Jonak his voice actor.
No, he kind of already has a voice actor.
I haven't like in a vision, like I'm Raven, and it's
Titans.
it's a fight scene, and it's the Zen Genji fight scene, and the camera's focused on Zen, and he's like, it's facing him forward, but he's rotating for some reason.
Wait, are Genji and Zen fighting?
No, it's like Shimada gang. Okay.
Shimada.
Like Zen is just like whipping like balls, right? He's like shooting his orbs around. Yeah, he's going like bam, 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 and then in the background you see like Genji like zip zap zip zap zip like
Whoa.
this dash, right? And it's rotating. That's what I see for a fight scene. Makes sense.
Zippity
Oh,
doo
so it's
dah,
like
am I right,
rotating
boys?
around him, and once in a while Genji enters and then exits frame, just
Yeah,
zipping around. That's
yeah.
cool. I like that a lot. I like that a lot.
Mine
So that
was
happens.
you make everyone wear a VR headset and
Okay.
you make it look like they're playing a
Facebook
game.
convention.
And then Mark Zuckerberg goes,
Look at
"Hi, wow, there's a lot of flooding in Puerto Rico."
Wow.
How about this?
Look at the absolute devastation.
that these people are living
Man.
in that I've never
Hello,
experienced in
Haley.
my life.
This is tragic.
Oh, how
I
do you
have
eat a
never
roast
known
beef
what it's like to be in
sandwich?
tragedy.
What are feelings?
The McDougal twins tried to sue me.
I'm gonna drink some water.
I thought you meant like, the other McDougal that we know.
No.
And I'm like, he has a twin?
Oh, Winklevoss, that's what their last name is.
Okay.
The Winklevosses.
Anyway, so
Are you
there's a
done
cool
with
fight
your-
scene like that.
No.
There's a
I
very
didn't
cool
know.
fight scene like that. Then all of them are gone. The rest of them retreat. And then Zen and Genji regroup. And Zen gives him a pat on the back. And is like, you've learned a lot, blah, blah, blah. Says something about he's ready to face his brother or something like that. And then it cuts to zoomed in. So the beginning shot was zooming in on Zen. This one is like right eye shot of Zen, and it's zooming out. And it's Zen doing a voiceover, and he's like, blah, blah, blah. Once you don't learn, like, a master doesn't learn as much as when he's fully taught his pupil or something like that. Some BS like that. And then as it's zooming out, you see that Genji is right beside him meditating. And
he's also flying.
boom! He's also floating.
Oh, and that's how he can double jump.
Yeah, boy.
Dude.
And then, but as soon as Genji enters frame, the voiceover switches to Genji, and then he says something. And then it's over. Because I think a Zen Genji thing would be the best character thing, in my opinion, but also I think it would be the most visually appealing. Because I think Nepal is a really beautiful map, and they could even do some Hanamura stuff, and Hanamura is a beautiful map. So
They already did Hanamura.
that's the problem. But Nepal is very cool and could be very neat.
Mm-hmm.
I liked yours. I think mine was the best, though.
Interesting.
You mean the other Avengers?
Now,
Phase 1, Phase 6.
The Avengers.
This has been our...
No, it's Captain America, whichever one.
are we gonna
Winter
do
Soldier?
an
I don't
impromptu
know.
Overwatch
altogether
fanfictions.
Zarya one?
How much time do we have?
We're at 58 minutes, so if it takes like 10 minutes, that's fine,
Okay.
or less.
We'll do that.
Okay.
Get
And
that
what we're
ads.
gonna do, if you check the description, I will have put a poll up on our Twitter with all the options. We'll say Calder's, mine, Matt's, and we'll do also. Should we
Zarya.
include the Zarya one, even though we haven't even said it, and the Zarya one? Vote for which one is your favorite,
right.
and we'll mention it on the
And
next
vote
show.
for which one of us is your favorite.
But do that
And
separately.
also vote for how much you want Blizzard to pay us.
It's all going to be $0. How about this? In the comments, say your favorite host. On Twitter, say your favorite cinematic.
And don't forget to smash that like button.
Smash that like button.
Smash that like
sub button.
Do you guys
and-
have a bell button?
I think so.
I think
Smash
everyone
that
does.
bell.
Smash that
You
bell
have,
button.
you have a sponsor
Turn on
button.
notifications. If you turn on
Sponsor,
notifications, you'll
Also,
be part
in
of
the
the
comments.
bro gang.
Nope.
And they subscribe to their Patreon.
You'll be part of the bro. You'll be part of the.
Please support us on
Oh.
Patreon once we have one. Even $1 helps. But
We'll be
also
part
in
of
the
the ball
comments,
army.
don't only say your favorite host, but say your least favorite. But don't say
Mm-hmm.
your middle favorite. Just say favorite and least favorite.
And don't tell us which ones.
Yeah, yeah. Just say, just put two names, your favorite and your least favorite. Don't tell us which is which.
I'm gonna be in a lot of those comments.
Yeah.
It's because everyone loves you, Calder.
Hmm.
Okay, let's get into this Zarya
Okay.
cinematic. How do you want to like? I could check this timer. Do you want to each get a minute to do it, and then the next person picks up, or are we just throwing?
Yeah, we'll do that.
It's
No, we'll
just-
do that.
Oh,
That's,
okay.
That's fun.
All right.
Okay.
Since
wanna go
Adam
on-
is an improv champion, he should go
You want
first.
me to start? Okay.
Adam, do you want to go second, or Matt? Do you want to go second?
Yeah, I'll go second. Sure.
How
You
about
can
this?
go last.
How about this? One person just goes for a short amount of time, and then
Yeah,
another
just-
person picks up if they have an idea.
Okay.
So, the cinematic starts off. It's her in a boxing ring. On the other side is a Siberian bear.
What's with you and bears?
She always talks like big Siberian bear. So that's
I
one of
don't.
her voice lines.
Is there a
I
bear
don't know
voice line?
that.
Is a bear
I don't
voice
know
line.
that
She's like-
voice line.
Oh, stronger than Siberian bear.
Jesus.
Okay.
She says that.
Yeah.
But so it's her in a boxing ring with a bear. And
Yep.
it's you know what? I love voiceovers. There's a voiceover and she's like, "Oh, fighting a Siberian bear is very difficult, but I do it because I'm a strong big boy." And then
Alright.
she knocks out the bear, and everyone cheers
Animal
and she's
cruelty.
like,
How are you assuming that bears know how to box?
Are you assuming?
Like, what do you think?
No,
I-
the
that
bear's
when
just
Adam first
sitting
said-
there like, and then Zari's like, "Very hard to fight a bear." Pop.
is this bear like put him up, darling?
And then PETA walks in and is like, "No."
This is animal cruelty.
Anyway, all I had was the boxing one. If someone wants to take up after that, or
Okay.
completely cancel it, it's up to you.
and
I'm
then
a
Rocky
cancel.
Balboa.
I'm
comes in
sorry.
and-
All right, Matt
And he
cancels it and he
says-
jumps in.
All right. So when we last left off, Zarya was hired as some sort of bounty hunter to get something to rather, I'm assuming, kill Sombra, right? So why don't we just or get her? So I'm assuming somehow she tracks her down. Zarya's not alone because why would she be alone? She's got a big gun and she's not subtle, right?
Yeah.
Just walking around with this giant cannon. She's got like, I don't know, 10, 12 like dudes in suits, very like background character type stuff. And they're in, let's say it's a warehouse. Let's paint the scene here. It's a warehouse, and
What
they're
is
all like
this,
spread out.
Fan four stick.
Fan four stick? Was there a
Yeah.
warehouse in there? I never saw
They
that.
shot the entire. They basically shot the entire movie in a warehouse.
Okay, so this is on the set of Fan four stick. Yeah,
In the least sexual way possible, what is Zarya wearing?
her.
Nothing.
Is it just a normal thing, or is she wearing like a big coat?
I'm gonna
Or
say.
maybe a very small coat. It's very tight on her. She's not very comfortable. She's just kind of like.
I'm gonna say it's her normal thing, but maybe in like darker colors,
Hmm.
like
Oh,
you know,
black.
black. It's her goth skin.
It's her
She's at her
cyber
rave.
goth skin.
Yeah. All right. Doesn't matter. She's got her spacesuit without sleeves on.
There you go.
And she's in the warehouse, and there's like all the armor guys. They're like spread out in a circle around her. They're like walking in slowly, like tactically. And then you see like dust settling on the ground, and then like footsteps just start appearing out of nowhere in the dust, and it's like they'll like and they'll like shoot over there, and like a light will like shake from the rafters, and like all of a sudden like you hear like and one guy is like falling down in the back, and
Is it
like
a practically a horror movie for during this bit where it's kind of
It's like- it's like predators like jumping around, and then you hear it goes quiet for a second, and then you hear like a crunch or something, and then Zarya spins around and puts like a bubble on one of the guards as he like falls down, and like all these shots like ricochet all over the bubble. And then
That's right.
I don't know, over time, I guess she like diminishes the guards or whatever, and there's a fight between the two of them. And Zarya uses her bubbles and like maybe her bomb, and like like Sombra throws the translocator and she shoots it with her bomb thing. And then maybe near the end of the fight, Zarya shoots like a grav and Sombra gets trapped in it, and that's how they catch her.
So they do catch her.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
So she like shoots a grav like what into a cage or something?
Or maybe she shoots the grav, and like cinematics aren't exact on the abilities.
Yeah.
So maybe she like shoots a grav and it lasts a little bit longer than a typical grav would, and like some of the guards managed to get up or something after being knocked out. Like maybe someone was like smashed in the back of the head with the butt of her SMG, and they get up and they like, it doesn't show her being trapped necessarily. They're just all like slowly standing back up from being like knocked out or whatever.
And there could be like a legit emotional scene where you like start to feel for the villain, where like when she's in the graviton, like Zarya rips like her wrist thing off because she's like got like her hack wrist.
Oh yeah, her hacker.
like,
No wait,
rips it
isn't
off.
that? Didn't they say that's like embedded into her skin?
Well, then it's even more emotional.
Zarya cuts her hand off.
Rips it off.
She
and
like
then,
rips her fingernails back.
Anyway, if it's
Okay, sorry.
if it's not embedded into her skin, then she like rips it off, or she takes like her translocator or something.
Yeah.
What if she
Maybe
takes
Sombra,
all
like,
her
Throws
clothes
it on the
off?
ground, and Sombra's like, they do a focus where like she throws it on the ground, it's focused on that, but then it's like from the ground up, focuses on Sombra, and she's like,
Yeah.
no, like really emotional, and Zarya stomps on it, and she starts like crying, and then they take her away.
Maybe at one point during the fight, like Sombra gets knocked out of the way or like knocked onto her back by like one of the bombs, and like Zarya is like charging up her thing like she does. She goes like, and it's about to hit her, and then she just goes like, and hacks her and disappears.
That'd be really good.
Yeah,
I think
that's what I see.
I think that would be really fun. I think it would. Honestly, I feel like if there was a Zarya versus Sombra cinematic, it might be fun to have like another hero in there too, because I feel like Sombra in a cinematic thing could take more than one hero for sure. Just because she can go.
Not in the actual game though.
No, absolutely not.
Actually, no. Actually, more than one hero.
Depends who.
No, she can take any one hero. Pretty
Now,
much.
what do you think about? So Zarya takes Sombra. Who's she taking Sombra to?
To the Volskaya people.
Who are they?
They're the
Did
ones
you
from
see
the
Sombra
Sombra shore.
cinematic?
I believe so, but it was a long time ago.
It was the female prime minister who.
Or like no,
black
she's
hair,
like a
white suit.
Volskaya. She's like a Volskaya villain.
CEO or something.
CEO, yeah, something.
But
like
is she like?
She's got a kid.
What was I gonna say?
You
disrespect
But is there like a
country?
is there like a reveal? Like
Yeah,
did
yeah.
it reveal something?
Oh yeah, sure. And well, she's stuck in the grav, and they're like restraining her. Someone walks out of the shadows, and it's the kid. It's the prime minister, Russian lady's kid, and she's the Junker queen.
Oh my god!
That's the reveal.
I haven't
Yeah.
actually
Or what if
been
it's
the
the-
kind of a reveal?
What
Okay.
if it's the little boy with the broken hand? His hand,
No,
Needs to be a
but he's just
hero.
28.
he's the next Doomfist. I'm telling you.
Absolutely.
What's
Doom
so
Fist
Cast was
racist?
a hint.
Yeah.
But honestly, a Doomfist skin
What am I
where it's
doing?
just the kid with a friggin' cast.
He just runs around. Ah!
It's just a really weirdly proportioned child.
He like jumps up into the air and he like backhands the ground with his cast.
And instead of going "Rah!" when he lands, he goes "Ow!"
He goes, ow, it's still broken.
Yeah.
This is
It's a
gonna take a
compound
long time to
fracture.
heal.
And when he like does his friggin' like meteor strike, he
Man,
just
people
goes,
can
"I'm
get
scared of
resurrected
heights."
from the dead in this point in time, and yet I'm still wearing a cast.
like 7 years later.
Mercy, just heal my arm, please.
Yeah, Mercy's like, no, child.
People get shot and are instantly healed.
But like with the May cinematic, it didn't have
Yeah.
like a huge reveal or anything. Neither did the
Snowball.
Reinhardt cinematic. He's always in the game, but like
Yeah.
those two didn't have big reveals, but both of them had new skins that eventually came out, so they could have it where like,
Zarya, stealth
Zarya had
op
like a cool
skin.
skin. Yeah. Oh yeah, if she had like night vision or something, I don't know. But that would be weird. But I was more thinking like
Why not? Yeah.
Sombra in a trench coat. Imagine
naked
trench coat
underneath.
Zarya, where it's like a black leather trench coat and she's like super dope. That would be rad, in my opinion, as someone who doesn't even play Sombra.
Of course, Calder is thinking about the Mexican girl like that. Get it?
What did he say? I tuned him.
Get
out.
it?
I did that a lot.
Because his girlfriend's Mexican.
Oh.
Isn't she Calder? Hi, Hillary. I don't think she watches this.
No, she doesn't.
Absolutely.
She
I didn't think
really
so,
like
yeah.
me.
No.
She likes me, but not for long.
How about at the end, they...
I stunned Calder with that joke.
Yeah, yeah.
I got him.
How about at the end, it's a reveal that the guy that the Black Watch killed, not dead.
Yeah, not dead.
Mhm.
Ooh.
Was he shot in the head or the chest?
Or,
He was shot out a window.
Ooh, better reveal.
No, it didn't answer my question.
Better reveal.
I think the
Widowmaker's
chest.
dead assassinated husband.
Ooh.
Back.
Whoa,
Bam,
big-
bam.
And his ultimate, big dong.
Okay.
and if there's a widow on the other team at all, he goes, "Do you miss this?"
You rest this baby girl. That's his penis.
Man,
He's actually a charisma-based character.
yeah. He just shouts things at people. He has
Yeah.
different things for each character.
New support.
And he just roasts characters. It's an ultimate that like for sure kills one person. All you have to do is look at them and they
It's radiation, man.
dead.
What if they added the
McCree.
blue guy from what's that TV show?
Group?
Or no, not Blue Man.
Squad.
Watchmen?
Yeah,
Watchmen?
Watchmen.
Okay.
Because he's got a peen.
They bring in Blue Watchmen.
Are you saying he's got a peen just because it's the only penis you've seen in film and that's the joke?
I've probably seen a couple more in film.
Did you see Jonah Hill's? It was fake though.
In
In Wolf of Wall Street.
what movie?
Oh, I haven't seen
Oh
that.
yeah, I saw Jason Segel's in Loving Beth Cooper or something.
Okay. Well, guys, I think that's a solid cinematic. And I think all of ours were solid.
Calder didn't pitch his.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, he did. He did the
What was
Junkertown
it?
one.
No, his Zarya one.
Well,
It was-
the Zarya one was a collective where we all kind of like...
Mhm.
Okay, alright.
But Adams
Oh,
just
yeah.
sucked so much. If she's gonna be in a boxing ring, put Rocky Balboa in it.
So this is my idea for the Zarya skit. It's Zarya and she fights a bear.
I want a bear hero so bad.
And they're in a boxing
God.
ring.
No joke, the first thing I thought of when I saw the Hammond announcement was...
Is this a bear inside?
No, like, the friggin' hamster popped out, and I was like... We're at least 3 heroes away from getting a bear. They can't do this many animals in a row.
In a row? Are you saying that women are animals?
No.
Sounded like it.
Whoa. What about, are you saying, black people?
Whoa.
Whoa.
Are you saying
You're-
visible minorities?
No, what
Oh.
I'm saying is that there can't be too many animals in the game because they'd have to explain why they're intelligent enough to be fighting.
Well, they do though.
But if the bear was in a cinematic, they'd have.
What
a
is
reason.
that?
This is like a cushion. So
Oh, that's his.
Don't hurt.
He's very weak.
My wrists started to hurt because they were like on the
Jerking
on
off.
the edge, like they were like this on the edge, and it hurt me. But my point is, if the bear is in a cinematic, then they'll have a reason to put him in because it's like, oh, this is the bear Zarya fought, and he's intelligent enough because he fought Zarya. Zarya genetically modified this bear so she'd have a sparring partner. And that's why the bear is intelligent enough, because he sparred Zarya so he can spar people, and all of his attacks are melee based because he's a sparring partner. And he boxes. And you run around like this and you go... I'm
I want a
bear.
new main tank. That sounds like an off tank?
Nope. very
That sounds
much
like
main
an
tank.
off tank.
Very much a main
No.
tank. Very much a main tank. You know why? Doesn't have a barrier His body's a barrier. He has an ability where he can just turn around and his back is a barrier because it's so big.
So he just goes like he's like this.
He's a
He's
wide
like this,
boy.
and then he presses E, and he goes like
I'm
this.
gonna take my headphones off, so
And
I
he
won't be
gets
able to
like he
hear
gets
you.
like this big. He goes like.
He goes like this because he's always walking on his hind legs because he's so intelligent. He goes like this.
It can't be good for his back.
But his paws are so big, it's enough to stop it.
Just for anyone that's listening to this on audio,
Still.
Adam just put his hands in the air. That's how he got wider.
He stood up and he put his hands in the air.
Yeah. Not very high, though.
Bend your elbows and you will have done what Adam did.
All right,
I feel
we
like
need to
you
wrap
guys
this
are
up.
offensive. I feel like you guys are offensive. I feel like
Well, we're not the one that called animals, black people, and other visible minorities animals.
I didn't
women.
really say that either. You kind of just said that for me.
Well, you said we can't have this many animals in a row. So
You did say that.
Not
check the
really.
tape. Check the tape.
I disagree. I very
Cut to
much
a clip.
disagree.
Adam doesn't
Cut to a
edit
clip.
this.
I'm not gonna cut to a clip.
Can you
Cut
end
to a
this
clip.
already?
Yeah, I'm getting ready to end it. That's why I haven't been paying attention. I just got the end music up.
All right.
Everybody, go into the comments. Tell us your favorite host and your least favorite host. Don't tell us which is which. Go into the description. Go to the Broverwatch Twitter. Follow it if you want. You don't have to follow it though. But
No, you can follow it. You can tell people to follow it.
Okay, follow it. We
Okay.
tweet once in a while. We also retweet a lot of important tweets. That's kind of the main thing. We'll just retweet important tweets.
It's unoriginal.
But there will
content.
also be a tweet that will have each of the cinematic ideas. You vote for which one is the best one, and we'll talk about it on the next show. And yeah, thank you, Matt, for joining us in this one.
You're welcome.
That wasn't.
No problem.
Hey, I'm gonna real quick mute Calder.
Calder here.
Oh, can't mute him because it's full screen. Matt, thanks for joining in. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
No problem.
First guest. Inaugural guest.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just so the audience knows, they do pay well if you want to be a guest.
Ooh, don't tell them that, please.
They pay
Please
very
don't tell them
well.
that, please.
Don't tell
Please
Jake
them
that.
please.
Did you
Oh,
ever see
yeah.
Adam's tweet where he was like, please, guys, I need someone, and then he tagged like 4 Overwatch League players.
Did he?
He's like, I needed someone to be a host of my co-host of my podcast.
Because
If you can do
Calder
it
was
tonight,
like,
that would be
hey, want to
amazing."
record tonight? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. And then he was like, hey, I'm not going to be there. So then I had to figure something out.
He talked about Hammond, I think.
Yeah, I did a video by myself about Hammond.
I
and
saw
was
that
like,
one.
He's a
Yeah.
I think-
monkey.
I saw
Also,
that one.
in the
I
description,
did not notice that Calder wasn't there.
Nice.
Also, vote for whose solo video you liked more.
In the comments.
'Cause
Just
we
look
had
at the views,
back-to-back
maybe.
weeks.
How about you just look at the views?
I didn't post mine on
Yours
Reddit.
is hands down our least viewed video. Mine is like 6th.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah, boy.
Oh well.
Everybody, I just want to thank you for tuning into this episode. It was a bit different. Hope you liked it, though. Since we're in the off season, we'll probably try some more of these where they're just weird and we just chat. I liked this. It's just a bunch of guys talking about a random thing. Little low energy because it's a little late right now, but
You don't have to say that.
thank you everybody for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe, like, do all the things we already told you to do. Love you. Goodbye.
You just end. This is
Okay, bye everybody.